Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Fata Morga. Playing as the Necrons, we've got Wirbel, and playing as the Imperial Guard, we've got ypaa. Ypaa will be opening up with triple Guardsman, a Tech Priest Engineer, and a Infantry Command, whereas the Necrons are going to go for a couple of Builder Scarabs, a couple of Necron Warriors, and quadruple Plasma Generators. So I sent this game on the Discord by one of these players. I don't know which one as his Discord name is different from the players' names in the game, but I've been promised an absolute slobber knocker for this one, where everything gets used on the field, so very excited to see what goes on between these two players. Today we've got the Guardsmen jumping inside the field command. There we go, just rather than circumnavigating the actual building itself, they're going to go through the actual tunnels themselves, which is quite interesting to see. It'd be cool to see what these players do. Imperial Guard versus Necrons. Tale as old as time. Well, not the oldest of times, but, you know, since Dark Crusade it's been a thing. And I remember many, many years ago that game coming out when Necrons were just the absolute beasts that they were. In Soulstorm they were tucked away a little bit. We do have a Commander Squad coming out now, going straight for that Priest into a Commissar of all things. So not planning to snipe out anyone with the... Oh, heavens forbid, never mind that. What's going on here? We've got 6 Jennies on the go. So this Necron player is being very deliciously greedy. He's thinking, you know what, I'm not going to build up any turrets. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to go straight into excess generators. And this command squad will have to do something to be able to deny this a little bit. You do not want your Necron opponent to have an early economic lead, as obviously the longer the game goes on, the more money they have. And one thing you'll notice is that, well, as the game goes on, these little... In fact, can I use a good example? If you're unfamiliar with how things work, so every listing post has like some green bits on it, and as the game goes on, they turn a bit orange and then they turn a bit red, which reduces the amount of blue money you get overall. And the Necrons, they've got a similar thing, but what they can do is that they can just build lots of them, and then when they run out of space to build them, they just build another Necron monolith, and then you can build up another 6. I think it's either 6 or 8 per monolith. I'm not a science man, I'm not a Necron IRL, so I don't know, but we do have the command squad coming in, and they know full well that it's the Builder Scarabs that they need to take offline. After all, any Necron Builder Scarabs that are taken will have to be rebuilt in the Necron Monolith. There's only one thing at a time being built from that Monolith. It's going to sit in the middle, trying to ignore these Necron Warriors. Not sure, again, it's base rushes against Necrons are always difficult, because you go for the Builder Scarabs, and then the Necron Warriors build up in number. Or you go for the Necron Warriors, and the Builder Scarabs are just going to do their thing. So it's very hard to get a good engagement with the Necrons early on in the game as an Imperial Guard player. Priest almost going to go down. In fact, actually losing that Commander in there as well, so not a brilliant engagement early on. We do have a Commissar in the ranks of these Guardsmen here, which will be very good, as not only does it increase the morale regeneration for these guys and the maximum morale, but also increase their health regen, so help them standing up toe-to-toe against these Necron Warriors who are very chunky in the early game from the Guardsman's perspective before they get any of their upgrades. But yeah, the Necrons, they're not going to push out too much. They're thinking, you know what, we've got our plasma generators. Any kind of strategic points that we need to take later on, we can do. We're in no rush for it. The Guardsmen will think, right, okay, well, if you're not going to push out and get these, we may as well see if we can get an extra economic boost. Even if it's only temporarily, but they see the Necron Warriors coming down and think, nah, mate, not our problem, not our business. And with all the Necron Warriors being over here, well, the Guardsmen, they've got a little bit faster movement speed, so may as well just come over here and start bonking down these obelisks. You can see it has been upgraded. So 25 green just to build up the obelisk, and 75 green to upgrade? Question mark? Either way, it's more expensive, and it'll cost the Necron player to rebuild them. Necron Lord over here, going toe-to-toe with the command squad, doing a little bit of damage to them, but taking more damage in return. That commander is quite the lethal beast with his lightning claws and whatnot. Coming out from that Rolex that he's wearing. Got to thank Dream for adding to the Dawn of War nomenclature and vocabulary there. I imagine in a couple of years' time, every single noun in the game will be replaced by some sort of slang. So anyone new joining in for the game will be absolutely confused as to what we're saying at all times. They've always gone for a Commissar rather than a Psyker. You normally see Psykers, but like I said, the additional health regen able to keep these boys in the game a little bit longer than normal. Necron Lord will teleport away, deciding to go for the more squishier guardsman over yonder, and all the morale has been broken. Commissar not doing his job, not inspiring the men with his usual stuff. Sadly, the Commissar over here is feeling a little bit worse for wear, but look at that health regen. They'll be back on their feet in no time, I imagine. Yeah, a fairly decent engagement from both sides. Imperial Guard forcing the Necrons to buy lots more Necron warriors than they usually tend to do. You normally see just a couple of Necron warriors standing out. Maybe, you know, maybe they'll sometimes get 3, maybe they'll sometimes get 4 models in the squad. But Wilberg, or Wirbel, he's going to go for extra models in all his squads by the looks of things. The exception of this one, just to prove me wrong. But Necrons here, not sure which direction they're going. They're going to go left and right. Having a grand old time about it. We are seeing the phase shifter for the Necron Lords. So it does seem they'll go for the standard phase shifter into Solar Pulse into the Phylactery. If I'm a betting man, we are seeing tier 2 for the Necrons and then more Necron Warriors. And I mean, if you've got the money, why not? Necron Warriors are free. You can upgrade them from the Summoning Court. Always a good idea to have plenty of Necron Warriors on the field. Tier 2 also for Ypaa here. Going to go for tactical control rather than anything vehicular. I imagine that's because the Necrons have got really good anti-vehicle stuff in the form of their Immortals, which we're not seeing Immortals at the moment, but we are seeing a strengthened power grid research. Current economies are 60% and 80 compared to 98 and 40. Can never really tell the conversion rate between Necron economies and the more standard economies, but 80 green money at this stage of the game is pretty good. Should go up to about 100. He says, well, that research is done. In fact, let's stay on here. Let me see if I can guess it properly. Although, mind you, it'll go up a little bit more. I'm going to guess 110. That's my quick maths going on there. We'll see if I'm correct or not. Yeah, he's gone for his Phylactery, so his health regen will be up. Health also increasing as the Monolith upgrades itself. And from the perspective of the tactical control, we are seeing a satellite targeting resolution, so an infantry-based composition. Like I say, Immortals make vehicles a little bit harder to play with. Also, I mean, the Guardsmen, they've got options. They've got plasma guns, they've got grenade launchers, so if they get bamboozled by lots of flayed ones, then grenade launchers will be useful. And if there's no flayed ones, then plasma guns might be fairly decent. But then again, I also imagine that grenade launchers will be quite good just because it will outrange the Necron Warriors. So no matter which one he goes for, they'll be quite decent all in all. Guardsmen not really being able to push all that far forward. Just staying on their side of the map, but they are having... Well, most of the listing posts have been upgraded. Also going to go for that mechanized command as well. Quite tasty, if you ask me. Some models on the way. I mean... And we've got some flayed ones as well. Yeah, so like from the perspective of the vehicle combat for the Imperial Guard, maybe some Sentinels might be the way forward here. More like a hit and run kind of thing. You've got your mainstay of your army with the Imperial Guard here, and then your Sentinels, when you're attacking one way, send some Sentinels the other way, forcing the Necron army to split up, which it seems like it's going to ignore whatever's going on over here. They don't mind losing their relic and other bits and bobs around on this side. They could do a little bit of a base trade themselves, and whenever they feel like they're lacking, or maybe the Imperial Guard are pushing too far forward in, well, they can just teleport home, can't they? So Necrons have got like a natural inbuilt resistance to these kinds of base trades, and the wonderful use of Necron Lord here, knowing full well that he's not actually going to win this, but he's just trying to distract these Guardsmen as much as possible. But Ypaa sees the cunning wile and guile of Wirbel here. He's going to ignore him straight away, just go straight into the basing that Great Summoning Core, so he knows that he's on tier 2.5. A destroyer on the way. John Cena Beam comes down. And these guys are... Oh, these guys were able to fire at the obelisk at least, but these guys are now going to teleport back in and fire away with mighty amounts of Gauss flares, should I say. Do manage to decap this relic, though, so that's quite useful. Immortal's going to stay behind and see if they can take care of this listing post. Any kind of economic damage done to the Imperial Guard is going to do amazing stuff from the Necron perspective. Like I say, all these plasma generators can just sit at home. And also, one thing as well is that plasma generators are a lot easier to defend than compared to other factions' listing posts, as they are always out in the sticks. Flayed ones teleporting round the backside. And these Guardsmen are going to struggle a little bit once they get tied up. Losing them around more or less straight away. Do have a Chimera, which will certainly be useful for outmaneuvering the forces of the Necron tier, especially if they want to avoid being close combat with the Flayed Ones. But Flayed Ones being beaten back. Double destroyers now out on the field. More or less one-shot, two-shotting these guardsmen. I think there was only one model left in that squad able to survive there. Has it gone about two? Ah, I was close. 112. I was nearly there. The maths was nearly correct. Chimera over here getting absolutely annihilated. And there we go. Sentinel is on the way out. Sentinel will also be really wonderful against these destroyers. Imperial Guard really struggle with anti-vehicle weaponry. I mean, their tanks and stuff, they've got that. But as a dedicated infantry anti-vehicle stuff, they've only really got the heavy weapons teams, and they are not mobile whatsoever. Be very careful with their placement. Especially since their setting up time makes them quite vulnerable to any form of damage, really. Necron are going to shimmy and shake in, phase shifting away. Sentinel getting a few pot shots off on those destroyers. In fact, going to try and focus down on this one. But even small arms fire is quite deadly to a Sentinel. Be very careful with keeping him alive. Do have one Chimera out in the Necron base. Probably won't do amazing damage. Oh, no, never mind. You've got some boys in. And one lonely guardsman. Soon. Oh, no, he's got a friend. Ah, he's got two friends. That's lovely. That's nice of him. Although the moment the Necrons teleport back, trying to single file themselves back into the Chimera. Chimera now is like, oh, get out of the way. And oh, that's a bit cheeky. That's a bit naughty. There's a debate to be had about using buildings in that kind of way. I personally don't like it. I don't think it should be allowed. But for reasons beyond... Well, I know the reasons why people are okay with it in the Dawn of War community. It costs resources to do that. And then there's a chance that you would lose the building, so losing your resources, so... There's a risk and reward in there. It's not like a free kind of hopping down a building. But still, I don't like it personally. But I'm not here to judge. I'm here to commentate on what's going on. Leave the philosophy to the philosophers and the pontification to the pontificators. I am but one man. Got these Necrons, and I do believe that they've got double disruption upgrades. No, they don't. Not yet. Not shining bright like a diamond quite yet. These plasma guns really doing a number on these Necrons, making them drop like flies. And the Sentinel getting those decaps, and Sentinels are able to decap things, but not cap them themselves. And the command squad has gone for its uncommon valor. If that's what it's called, I can't quite remember. Ooh, got energy core. So, Necron's really taking up at the moment. Have we gone for tier 3? For the... Oh, we're just about to start getting in the process of getting tier 3 for the Imperial Guard. Once that tech up happens... Oh, we're getting a restored Monolith. At 13 minutes in, that's a really early Necron Monolith, but that is massively helped by the insane amount of plasma generators we've got on the go here. Guys, we're going to focus on the relic over here, but it's too late now. The Necrons have gone for their restored Monolith, so no amount of relic decapping will do them any favours. Guardsmen only just now starting to recap that relic, which is a little bit behind. I haven't quite upgraded this listening post at the moment. Current economies are 30% of 112 compared to 103 and 60. Guardsmen trying to push in, but not really doing all that much against the mass of Necron warriors. The restored Monolith has just come online, and he's just going to teleport into the middle, throwing his stuff around. These triple Psychers, they've got their Curse the Machine Spirit, which would be amazing for them, but not sure if they can Curse the Machine Spirit of a restored Monolith. Can they? They can, by the looks of things. Can't move and can't fire, but still can build. So you know what? That's not a bad shout then. That's not a bad idea. So and they've got 3 of those. So that'll work against everything, including the Lord Destroyer, Heavy Destroyers, etc., etc. Priest also keeping these guys alive. Valkyrie fire incoming. AoE damage as well as damage over time, ticking away with all that fire. Didn't know that Necrons were so flammable, but then again, that's what it does. That's what it do, Yugi. That's what it do. Command squad now running away. Only one Psychic. In fact, where's the other Psychic? Oh, they're having a race to see who gets home first. Just very nice. Insert the Grand Prix music here. Command Squad definitely favours this priest over, Psyker over there, so that's where he's going to be. Guardsman over here just going to run straight in. John Cena beam trying to prevent these guys from firing, but these guys are just going to run straight past it. Necron Warriors teleport back home once again, and double priests inspiring the men, keeping them alive with the God Save the Emperor ability. Necron Monolith now finally able to be on the move. Very slow, lumbering structure it is. Guardsmen are now in the middle of a world of pain here. They've got nowhere to run, surrounded by the Necron Warriors. But that's fine, because they can... Running away is always an option. There we go, just run away. There's no problems that can't be solved without running away and ignoring it. No problem at all. Got a destroyer manoeuvring around. Command Squad back in the mix. Chaos Machine Spirit over here, allowing this Sentinel to fire a couple of las cannon shots off into the destroyer. Necron Monolith going to be built up over on this side, so while this guy is manoeuvring around, this guy can sit in the background and build random stuff if it chooses. Also allows them to build up more plasma generators if they wish. Like I said, the unending economy of the Necrons here. So the Imperial Guard, they're on a time limit here. They can't exactly sit down and chill out, whereas Necrons have all the time in the world, more or less. I've seen the destroyer over here trying to defend the base and does a good job. No mini heroes on this lad. 3 guardsmen over here trying to provide some firing, covering, retreating fire, which is the technical term. I'm absolutely sure is that you could tell I've never joined the military. I'd shave a beard off if I had to join the military, and I for one would think that's that's not going to save the country. Got a Baneblade on the way. And a Baneblade is just what the Doctor ordered, especially against these masses of Necron warriors. And really good use of the Psykers, keeping all these destroyers just not really viable. Necrons do struggle with vehicles. I mean, destroyers and heavy destroyers, they're fine, but like, they're nothing really to sing home about. Tomb Spiders are quite useful if you want to keep the push going, with them being able to pick up all the dead and dying. But yeah, nothing amazing. But the Restore Monolith kind of makes up for that. Quite the aesthetically pleasing relic unit, as well as just being a general utility kind of session there. Destroyers over here being pummeled. Occasionally stabbed, occasionally punched, but the Necron Lord using his phase shifter to narrowly survive that destroyer. He says, oh no, never mind. He almost lived. But he will obviously be transported back to the rebuilding Necron place, wherever the Necrons go when they die or break down. But yeah, so Guardsmen transitioning to Ogrins, and I assume we've got some more Guardsmen, but I imagine Cassicans will be the next thing to come out. Got some Leman Russes as well. Double Leman Russes and a Baneblade. Even a couple of Immortals will struggle at dealing with this, and the Baneblade comes out. First thing it does, opening all 11 barrels of absolute hell upon these warriors, killing a fair chunk of them in the first volley. Guardsmen over here running away from the Immortals. They don't need to do that. You can go toe-to-toe, and look at bold, brash and brave. He's not messing around. I'm going to teleport round the backside of the Baneblade, actually cutting off the retreat path for the Baneblade. So he's not going to stand here in the middle of, what is that, just 2 squads of Immortals, but still, there's a fair bit of damage, already below half health. Ogrins are going to come over and see if they can provide some firing support. Guardsmen over here, shocked into stationary motion. Tech Priest engines here looking to see if he can come over and do some quick field repairs, but Baneblade goes down. Which is very unusual. We've seen it many times on the channel before where a Restored Monolith teleports in, gets absolutely wiped out, but no, not today. Leman Russ looking to get some revenge. Do have a... Oh, there was a Deceiver there. And he's made a Restore Monolith come on. We will go to Necron's side so we can confirm which one is fake. Yeah, that one definitely is. But still building out this Restore Monolith gives his position... I mean, he knew which one was fake and real, because the real one was already here. But still, the knockback that the restored, or the fake restored Monolith provides is pretty substantial. But Lord Destroyer coming out, and I bet he's looking hungrily at these Leman Russes, thinking, I want you for my army. Very fragile is the Lord Destroyer, though. Nowhere near as tanky as the regular Lord, which, from what I understand on the tabletop, he's got higher toughness than your regular Necron Lord. And even way back when, on the tabletop game, I think, was it 5th edition? When Necrons were first introduced? For the life of me, I can't remember, but even way back when then, they still had higher toughness than the Necron Lord, but we're not here to split hairs, are we? Storm Monolith looking worse for wear here. Just a sheer mass of guardsmen. For every one they kill, 10 more will take his place. And the Ogrins being more or less fearless. Storm Monolith goes back home. And the fake Restore Monolith is going that way as well, sir. I mean, what was it called? The Mars Pattern Command got taken down. The Listening Post was also strewn off the battlefield. But, all things considered, there's a very competent defense from the guardsmen here. Lord Destroyer unable to capture or snag a Leman Russ. He's going to go home. Oh, no, never mind. He's going to try and give it another go. With the help of the Necron Lord's blooming phase shift. And does he get it? No. Oh, that's cheeky. The Imperial Guard player deleted their own Leman Russ before that could happen. Which, again, I don't know if that's technically allowed, but hey, it's your own Leman Russ. If you want to self-destruct it, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I do know that the Deceiver can take control of another opponent's units, or the infantry at the very least. I do know that deleting that controlled unit is certainly frowned upon. Got some pariahs out on the field. Wonderful to get into close combat with these Ogrins. Probably want to prefer to get involved with some other unit, but that's fine. Another Valkyrie comes down. Leman Russ firing away. Lord Destroyer now sees him. Go to attempt to... Oh, he gets that little stun in there. And then... but deleted once again. So Leman Russ is not feeling the vibe at the moment. I suppose that makes Immortals a little bit cheaper. You know, no point in going for Immortals when you can just have a Lord Destroyer that forces your opponent to kill their units. And he's only got... What? How many Leman Russes? A maximum of 2 per army? So, quite easy to keep those Leman Russes in the minimum. Guardsman over here bayoneting these plasma generators. Well, he's going to go for a yellow one. And the Necron Warriors just teleporting straight back in. Absolutely devastating. So what are the options for the Imperial Guard here? There seems to be a lot of skirmishing going on. I'm not entirely... I mean... I don't know. For the people who've been watching this channel for quite some time, if you remember a while ago, there was, on this very map on Fata Morga, there was a very long game between Imperial Guard and Tau. And in that game, they had like these entrenched positions. The Imperial Guard was sat here, or the Imperial Guard was sat, I can't remember which side of the map that they were on, but they entrenched themselves. And then they slowly but surely pushed onwards. So I'm wondering if that is the option for the Guard. To say, right, okay, we are going to make ourselves so much of a threat on one section of the map that you can't possibly ignore us, and then once you then have to then defend against us and slowly but surely push on through that way. Maybe, I don't know. These players know much more than I do, but this Kaskan squad being stunned into status, and they're just going to stay there until it's time for the Necron Warriors to kill them, but the Baneblade is going to swoop into their defense. See if he can save them one shot at a time. That's a really long stasis effect. Got Immortals around the side, but they're going to try and ignore the Baneblade. There's only one squad. Not going to do all that much. Kaskan's now back alive. There we go. That's a lot of dead Necrons. That's a lot of dead Necrons. If only Necron Lord could have 4 artifacts and the Resurrection Orb would have been amazing, but to be honest, that combination that the Necron Lord has at the moment of their artifacts is probably the best one. Very versatile, keeps your Necron Lord alive, so it prevents you having to rebuild them every now and then. Storm Monolith has been, well, Double restored now. Got some Ghost turrets being built up to try and keep those Baneblades out and about. And the Imperial Guardsmen firing, keeping these Cassicans covered. The Pariahs now are like, what, why are you charging us? This is not how it's meant to go. Cassicans don't care. They've got a priest in tow. They're ready to slice these guys up. Lord Destroyer chasing this guy, or the Baneblade down. Not, I'm absolutely certain he can't command a relic unit. That would be way too overpowered. Right, Essence of the Deceiver inside the base. Summoning fake monoliths. And he's just focusing on those plasma generators. Does very little in the way of damage. Oh, we've got triple heavy weapons teams. That's not bad. Wonderful for defending your base. Might want to, like I say, form that entrenched line and stick them somewhere where the Necrons can't ignore them. Storm Monolith making its way down over onto this side. Pariah still going toe-to-toe. The Cassicans over on the far side. Lots of people focusing on the Deceiver. Don't know if he's got the memo that the Essence of the Deceiver is technically immortal. You can't do any damage to him. Unless, of course, there is something about doing damage to the Deceiver that I don't know. Maybe it's keeping on top of him. He's seeing that the health is quite low. The Necron Lord comes out to play. Does he take damage? Oh no, he only takes damage when he starts moving. And then once he comes back, they all start ignoring him. Ha! Well, colour me interested. Oh wait, Ogrins going toe-to-toe with a Lord Destroyer. Going for more stabby-stabbies and punchy-punchies. Storm Monolith over here. This is the fake one. So we could just ignore that. The Lehman Russ is keeping this Restore Monolith at bay. In fact, double of them as well. No mortals on their side, so they'll be able to hold on for a little while. Necron Lord thinking twice about his life choices, but will teleport away. Baneblade still within range of him there. And that John Cena beam isn't doing him any favours there. Now, must have been a little bit of a misclick. But Baneblade will reverse out of there anyway. Just for good measure. And just constant. I imagine that this guy is probably on auto reinforced for those Necron warriors. Going to rebuild some plasma generators. And that's one difficult aspect of this economy game. If the Imperial Guard destroy a plasma generator that is in the yellow, then all that will do to the Necron economy is just say, oh, well, we can now just build a new plasma generator that will now be in the green. So you can't just destroy them and let them build them back up. You've got to keep that harassment on the go all the way through, which is exactly what ypaa is doing here. Wonderful placement of the Baneblade. As long as he's got vision up here with these Psychers and the command squad, be able to add additional firepower over here, but he is being pestered and accosted by the long range of the Restored Monolith. But the Force Necrons, they're thinning out a little bit. The Ogrin Cassican Wombo combo is something that all factions are feared of. Ogrins for the front lines, doing a lot of damage. Cassicans for the back lines, doing a lot of damage. They've also got their crack grenades as well for any vehicular nonsense coming their way. Stick a priest in both of them, and they're good as golden. And with every plasma generator that goes down, the Necron economy falling quite considerably from where it was previously. So maybe not able to quite keep up with the infantry of the Imperial Guard here. Baneblade are being scared away by the Necron Lord's Solar Pulse. And looking at economies, it's 90% and 53 compared to 136 and 60. So incredible amount of economy in comparison. And quite an incredible amount of float as well. Can't quite build enough. But could certainly do with building some more infantry commands and just get some guardsmen. Or just any kind of vehicle like hellhounds. More sentinels, just anything really. If you've got this kind of money, may as well spend it on something. Oh, he's gone for a second mechanized command and a Mars Pack command, so he's building stuff up. This Restore, are you still a fake one? Oh, there's a bug where sometimes the Restored Monoliths don't despawn after a while. Generally seen as polite sportsmanlike behaviour that if that is the case, that the Restored Monolith fake one is then moved to the edge of the map where it can't do anything of use, but it's kind of just chilling out there. Not doing much. Got some more heavy weapons teams out and about. Another infantry command has been finished somewhere. It's been finished over here. So that is a thing. And the Imperial Guard in a very strong position at the moment. Lord Destroyer has been shot down. We've got a cheeky Leman Russ here that has finally been captured by the Necrons here. These guys are going to do a little bit of a wiggle. It's like, nah, 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 nah. You can't catch me. Wonderful cinematography going here. Storm Monolith will now teleport. Where are you teleporting to? Ah, there we go. Very aggressive players with this Restore Monolith. In the base, well, we've also got some Ogrins. They're just doing sweeping flybys, are those Ogrins. No one can really take him on. We've got the Deceiver, and he's going to turn these Cassicans against his fellow comrades. In fact, he's even gone for both of them. And, oh, wasting that crack grenade as well, which is a wonderful use of time. Going to see if he can... Priest's gone down as well. Morale has been broken. That's... yeah. Wonderful use. And he's going to take these guards and move them way, way up here. So they're by themselves. And they're going to be wiped out by the approaching Necron warriors. So nice use of all that. We do have an assassin sitting in the middle. We've got no Wraiths and no Bill Scabs nearby. So that assassin has got free range to open fire on everyone. Command squad over here only got one priest friend and one psyker friend. Where's the psyker? Where have you gone, psyker? You someone on the other side of the map, maybe? Oh yeah, you're over here just chilling out, minding your own business. Here, there's no one to get involved in combat at all. You have a Tech Priest agency at repairing the Bane Blade. And ypaa have the 3 minutes until take and hold victory. Maybe this is a case of just win by critical location victory. Although, like I said, they've done a significant amount of economic damage, but the Necrons are building them up just as fast as they're taken out. Leman Russ for Wirbel. Got to come back home. Can't really throw that away unnecessarily. May as well get a Builder Scout to repair that. Baneblade. Unsupported. Blinded by the baleful gaze and light of the John Cena beam there. The Ogrins are back en masse. What are we going for in the field commands? Nothing crazy. Another Leman Russ here that's been forgotten about. Triple heavy weapons teams that are... we're leaving 2 in the base, but 3 are going to come forward. Which is quite brave. So no massive infantry anymore. It's all heavy weapons and it's all tanks. And I suppose tanks of this Baneblade making a little bit of a push on the right side. Haha. Old man jerk. You'll get there one day, young man or woman. Age happens to us all. Valkyrie fire on the Restore Monolith, doing a little bit of damage. Not an amazing amount, but hey, every little helps. Baneblade over here. There's no Immortal, so it'll be able to hold on for a little while longer than normal. But still not too keen on this Restore Monolith. Taking too many shots to its front armour here. Moors are going to be moving forward as well, but the Restore Monolith has been taken down by the Ogrins. And all this heavy weapons fire will slowly whittle down that fake Restore Monolith. Doom being witnessed by someone. And the Ogrins just absolutely smash. They are not something you want to invite for dinner on a Sunday evening, let alone to a battlefield on Fata Morga. But Guardsmen over here. 14 in total. Guardsmen using their ability to spread out really effectively. And I mean, they can also use... I mean, at this point now, with the squad caps being able to be fully capped, taking out obelisks are now quite a good priority. If you can keep those obelisks down, it keeps the Necron army to a minimum. What are you? You are a Lord Destroyer chasing up eyes. Chasing after these Leman Russes. He wants another one for the collection. Assassin being rebuilt. He probably got killed by something earlier on. Do have a lot of deadly stuff coming in over here. Going in for that decap. If they could decap this relic, that'll do some massive things for them. As the Necron Monolith over here has not been sent to Restore Monolith. And there we go. Relic has been taken out. So Necrons will have to recap this. Priority for the guardsmen is to make sure this relic is not recapped. But they are instead going to use the opportunity to move into the base. There's lots of vulnerable things. Necron Lord not feeling too healthy. Lord Destroyer also in the same sitch. Got the Necron player also destroying these red plasma generators as well. Just so we can rebuild them for later purposes. Lord Destroyer looking to get that Lehman Russ. It does look like he'll get it. Best friends forever. You are mine now. There we go. Quick, effective, easy way to making new friends. Just get inside them. That's what I always say. Ogrun's making short work of the plasma generators. Do they have a priest in their ranks? Yes, they do, but there will be status field. So that's unpleasant. Lehman Russ over here being shocked into silence by the cursed machine spirit from the Psycho over here. Baneblade absorbing all the fire and attention from these immortals. But the Imperial Guard, they had a bit of a float now, but slowly but surely their economy is whittling down as all these listening posts turn to red. Still, this Restore Monolith actually regenning its health here. But it seems to be non-combatant. It doesn't want to fire at anyone, which is fine. Triple heavy weapons teams will prevent the Necrons from crossing this bridge anytime soon. Another assassin being recruited, but Commander Squad has been taken out. I've got to say, wonderful use of Necron Lord and also the Command Squad in this game. For some games you will see that the Command Squad will be really useful in the early game, and as the game gets bigger and bigger and the squad caps increase to maximum, people do tend to forget about their force command, or their Command Squad in a game. But, oh no, you're here! So why are you not... Yeah, why, what... You know what, never mind, probably some Necron tier nonsense. They've probably hacked into the mainframe. Maybe I'm a Necron now, who knows. But yeah, this relic's still neutral, still owned by no one. Human Russ being taken out. And the Ogrun's still causing a ruckus inside the base. I'm going to build up some more Builder Scarabs. It's a good job that they've got two Necron Monoliths here. The Necrons at the moment, their squad cap's being halved by the guard. Wirbel still capturing all the Lehman Russes there. And the Necron Builder Scarabs just can't dare to capture this relic at the moment. They need more squad cap at this rate. And these Ogrins just will not die. They'll reinforce, well, they'll out-reinforce any kind of damage that these Necron Warriors will do. Even with their double disruption field upgrade. And temporarily they can go invincible. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, young sir or madame. Prize over here being protected by the phase shift of the Necron Lord. We've got to stand a little bit closer. He's back to full health, baby. Ghost Turret once again being used to reduce the movement of this Baneblade. Not sure what they're going to achieve with that, though. Are you planning to do half the amount of damage? Oh, I'm just going to encase it in Ghost Turrets. I mean, crazy things have been said and done. At this stage, with all these dead Necrons about the field, might make sense to get a Tomb Spider. As Tomb Spider can outbuild the squad cap, if I'm not mistaken. Command Squad over here denying these obelisks. Guardsmen just everywhere on the base right now. And this Ghost Turret strategy is not... It's not waxing and waning. But I mean, he is slowly but surely getting that Baneblade. Which must be very frustrating for ypaa here. Got the Cascans coming in, providing some supporting fire. But the Pariahs are renowned for being tough to kill. Ogrun's over here finally been whittled down to 2 models. The Priest is gone. And with that, the Ogrun's... Oh no, they've got one additional boy in there. But for how long he will last, who really knows? Got Command Squad coming in now. They have got 3... Although they've got 2 Priests and 2 Psychers, so... Double the damage against Plasma Generators. I quite like this, just running in and using their Priest ability. And he's got 2 of them in there, so... I mean, what, it'll take 1 Priest ability to take out 1 Plasma Generator? And then another... Oh, but 1 Priest goes down. Is that the one that had the ability? Oh, never mind, it is. They've got another ability there. So that is something. 2 more pariahs left on the field. And we do have a Lord Destroyer. Now focusing on these Kasrkins. Does seem that the Baneblade has gone down. It has gone down. You're going to build up another Mars Pattern Command. You've already got one. Why are you building up another one? Is it just to flex, or is it just because you've got the economy, so why not? I mean, I'm impressed. 133 at 40 minutes in. That's pretty good. And the Ogres... Oh, you see... So these Necron warriors, they've started focusing on the command squad when they came in. When the Ogres only had 1 member of their squad left. They've left them for so long that now the Ogres are back in the driving seat. They've got low morale. But, I mean, they're alive. They've been alive for a lot longer than absolutely necessary. Ah, now a priest has joined them. And now they're back straight to where they were. What an inconvenience for the Necrons here. They're about to lose all the generators, more or less. They are building them up, but they are running out of them. And what's your economy at the moment? 75 and 60%. So not stabilising, really. Not having the best of times. Fort's been split open for the Lord Destroyer, but he'll shrug it off. Just got mini-heroes knocking around the place. Demon Rush sees that Lord Destroyer and says, no thank you, leave me alone. I don't want to be a part of your devilish army. Got a second field commander over here. It's also been upgraded to tier 2, which is interesting. But he's, yeah, ypaa is using that additional field command to get more plasma generators on the field. Just to assist with that. Oh, my goodness, you teleported in. What have you built? Oh, you teleported on the restored Monolith. Which, massive respect. You could have done that at any time with this faked out one, but... Oh, nice one. You know what? Mutual respect for players. And he's thought, right, you've came into my base and you've destroyed a few things. Well, I'm going to do exactly the same to you. From the Imperial Guard perspective, they've now gone down to quite low squad caps here. The new Baneblade has arrived, but sneaking their way through all these enclosed buildings, if enclosed is even a word, it'll take him a while. And any damage that these Necrons do is going to set the Imperial Guard a ways back. But none of these listening posts have been upgraded to tier 3. But even one of these listening posts have not even been upgraded at all. Fake Monolith has gone down. Necron warriors are waxing and waning. Did look a bit scary, that. I'll be honest. If maybe the Baneblade wasn't anywhere near them, it would have been a different story. Now seeing the fake Monolith. Another Leman Russ to come out and say hello. Tier 3 for this regimental command. I wonder why the bonus would be to have both in tier 3. Normally we'd just see an extra field command and just be left on its own devices. I wonder if it's for that long-ranged field scan, but I can't imagine that's the reason why. Here he is, he's now been activated. All courtesy being thrown out the window here. And oh dear, the Necron's about to get their relic back. And so instantly, I imagine, he needs to regain, or needs to rebuild that Necron Monolith. Does he have the money for it there? I don't think he does. Don't think he's got the pennies, which is a real shame. Yeah, I think it's something daft like, is it 1,000 green? 750 green, something like that. Yeah, so almost close but no cigar, as the old dogs would say. And the guardsmen are looking really strong in this position at the moment. But constant ghost turrets and mischief causing these this Baneblade to have to duck and weave. Necron's using every single trick and strategy in the book, both fair and foul here. Well, that base trade, like I say, it looked quite dangerous at the beginning. Realistically, the amount of fire that the Imperial Guard can bring to bear is nigh on impossible. You need to cut off their economy gradually over time. But the Necrons, their momentum has been well and truly smashed up. They can't keep it all together. Oh, we've got a Marauder. You don't normally see a Marauder in vanilla. It's exciting. Very mobile, able to avoid all these ghost turrets that have been popped up by Wirbel. Ogrins continuing their just oppressive harassment, just ignoring these Necron warriors as much as humanly possible. And the Marauder Bomber, he's got 3 different bombs, if memory serves. One is an EMP that stops things from being built, or something that stops vehicles. Another one is that one. And then there's a third one? Question mark? It's so rare that you actually see the Marauder. I don't actually know. I don't think I've ever built a Marauder in any of the few Imperial Guard games that I've played in my life. Not in vanilla anyway. You don't see it very often. But what a treat that we get to see it here today, boys and girls. Ogres have lost their priest. Soon about to lose their unit. Rest in peace, Ogrin squad. You've done your duty. Now quickly build another one. Going for more heavy weapons teams. This dude here is just being a nuisance. And the Necrons have defended once again for a little while. Baneblade over here, unable to really retreat. No matter which way he goes, he's going to get bothered. It looks like he's even been just like stun locked or something. And he gets blooded up. R.I.P. But like I say, he can always build another one, and exactly that's the first thing he does. Building up another one. 400 blue, 400 green. He's got all the money in the world to be able to keep those Baneblades constantly on production. So we need a killing blow here. We need a killing blow. It's a gradual decline for the Necrons. They are rebuilding their plasma generators, but no matter what they build, those Ogrins are just going to come back. Got a faked out generator here. So at least the Ogrins can't take that away from you, Mr. Necron man. But, yeah, the Guardsmen haven't quite got that endgame punching power as of yet. But they are doing a good job at the dying things. This relic's still being denied to the Necron player. Has he got the economy for it? No, he's not even got remotely close to the economy to buy another restored Monolith here. Yes, the kids engaging close combat once again. I mean, they're not terrible in close combat, but it's not exactly something you want to see going up against a pariah. Other things that they like, I mean, we've got plenty of vehicle cap for the Imperial Guard players, so that they could, in theory, have a lot more vehicle stuff on the go. I see a tomb spawn out. There we go. Recycling, saving the Necron player some money, but being bashed on the backside by a priest. It's not the way you want to live your life or your unlife. Actually, I'm fairly certain my Necron lore isn't all that clued up, but tomb spiders, they're not reanimated Necron tier, are they? They're just random mechanical constructs. Assassin firing away off into the middle of this group over here. And Kaskans and Ogrins pushing on the left. Wirbel taking command of these Ogrins for the moment. And a fake restore Monolith. Are you fake? Yeah, you're fake. Oh, there's a collection of Psychers all universally trying to kill this restore Monolith. Rise. Yeah, I do apologise. Yeah. It's been a long match so far. Plenty more to go. Essence of Deceiver looking to see if he can snag anything else. Cause any more confusion in the ranks. Forcing the Tech Priest Engine Seer to turn his attention over to the heavy weapons teams, but thankfully the Deceiver fades away before he's been killed by his own dude. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, he is killed by his own dude. Fair enough. Heavy weapons team's not taking anything from the Adeptus Mechanicus on Mars. Ogrin's being brought down low once again. Only one model left. And he will also die once again. Command squad also been wiped out on this side. Surprising amount of Necron warriors on the go. Tomb Spider still out and about. Using that Lehman Russ as well for additional defensive capabilities. But the bridge has been captured by the Imperial Guard. Might make sense to capture a critical location. But then again, getting a critical location victory against Necrons is quite hard. Their Wraiths can decap stuff and they can phase shift out the way. So you can just kind of move into a middle of a firing position and decap with no trouble at all. And one really important thing is that this Tomb Spider has now collected all these bodies. It cannot die, because once it dies, all those bodies are spent up. So gotta be careful. Super duper careful, in fact. Look at the range on this heavy weapons team. Doesn't take much to kill a Necron warrior with that. What kind of... We've got maximum squad cap for the Necron warriors. Also the Necrons at the moment. Still collecting the bodies. Now seeing another Pariah squad being researched. But no squad cap for them. And the Baneblade lumbers forward. Laying siege to this side of the map. We do have a Necron Lord. And a marginal threat on a Solar Pulse. That's my guessings. Or maybe not. Who really knows in the grand scheme of things? A mighty backhand will do a little bit of damage to the hull of that Baneblade. I've both... Oh dear, oh dear. I've both Tomb Spiders been killed. Did he get enough lads out? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, you're over here. Never mind me then. You're over here. Chilling out. There we go. Do. Comes the John Cena beam. And Ghost turrets preventing once again this Baneblade from manoeuvring around. Heavy weapons teams firing away. And wonderfully spaced out as well. This heavy weapons team's definitely drew the short straw. As a retreating force will be able to get them relatively easily, but their main focus is on the Baneblade here. Do you have money to buy another one? You're running out of blue money by the looks of things. As is such the way. Tomb Spider being taken down. He's got nowhere to run. May as well just stand him still and do whatever damage you can. Oh, they didn't even have their powered bayonets. These Ogrins. Well, now the Ogrins are going to be even more of a mischief to take care of. Tepus, then you see the last of that formation to start. Well, almost the last to stand for that formation. Now here comes the Psykers. The Psykers and the Lehman Russ making short work of that obelisk, but the Necron team have currently got almost maximum infantry slots. Lehman Russ goes down, or was cancelled before that Lord's Joy could take him on. And here we go, they've got the powered claws now, or the powered bayonets. They're going to do even more damage. Lethal, like a fox. Over on this side, Caskins trying to fire away. These guys just completely ignoring the John Cena beam near them. They've put their sunglasses on. Grenade going in the middle here, breaking all the morale. Reducing their self-rebuild rate. The Valkyrie also coming in. Getting a few Caskins. The Caskins have been turned against their former comrades for the moment. They've been deceived, they've been bamboozled, they've possibly been had. And another fake Monolith coming to grace the day. Caskins have seen sense. They've regained their logical brain minds. They're not sure where to run, not sure where to hide. But we're going to go around the backside and maybe assist with the Ogrins over here. Ogrins and Caskins are just a wonderful combination. Can't really get either of them down. But this is a proper stalemate. No one can quite break through the other person's formations. Another Baneblade has been finished. And the Necrons, their economy is now back online, fully functioning. A full head of hair on this Necron player. And he's just going to try and deny this relic. He's about to get to restore Monolith money. Can he get it done in time? That's the question. Fake restore Monolith coming over here, and there we go. They have managed to build up another restore Monolith. So Necron's back where they were originally. No worries for them at the moment. Obelisk over here will be taken out there. So if they can actually take out enough obelisks before this Restore Monolith is finished, they can deny that Monolith. I was going to go in for that decap on the left-hand side. Imperial Guard, what are you building? What else have you got on the field at the moment? You've got a couple of priests, a couple of assassins, a couple of Lehman Russes. Not using all of his resources to their maximum potential here. A little bit of a waste on some units. Lehman Russ over here looks like it's about to get sniped, but no, will be deleted once again. And the Restore Monolith back online. Ready to bring the thunder, ready to bring the pain, and he will teleport next to it. It's like that meme where someone teleports behind the other, and the other person shouts nanny really quickly and really loudly. I have no idea what that anime is, and I don't need to know. The only anime that I know, of course, is Seinfeld, and Seinfeld is the best anime known to man. Necron Lord chasing around these Casicans, keeping them honest and good. Restore Monolith not looking too pretty there. But John Cena Beam comes down, preventing the Baneblade from adding to the fire. Can't even turn around with all these Ghost turrets there. Ogrins with their reinforced bayonets there. If you can't fire at something, you can stab it. These guys are falling very quickly without that priest support. Caskin's going to do what they can. But no, they've been taken to church. Oh, there's still one there on the backside, I think. Let me... In fact, where's my alt button? He's spinning around. Was he there? Well, if he was, he's not there anymore. He's gone. He's gone, child. And this Restore Monolith is... There we go back home. So he's been killed. And does the Necrons... No, you'd have Monolith money or the relic now. Baneblade's still struggling. Cascans will come in. For the Imperium of Man, they shout. What else is going to go on? What Basilisk's being added? No, Mr. Landshark, Basilisk could be a terrible idea. What would they do? I mean, I don't know, because, like, if the Necrons have gone for mass Necron warriors, because that's all they can really afford, a Basilisk might not be a terrible idea. In saying that, because you've also got quite a sizable amount of... Oh, hold on. You've got quite a sizable amount of vehicle cap left, even with double Lehman Russes. Lehman Russ trying to avoid being snagged by the Lord Destroyer. You say, nope, I don't consent, leave me alone. Thank you very much. Command squad over here, and they are getting slowly but surely roasted by all these Necron warriors. Their numbers increasing with every minute that goes by. Lord Destroyer being stabbed around. Good stuff going on there. And core blimey, the Necrons are now starting quite an aggressive push. Imperial Guard realistically only have the Ogrins on the field right now. They've apparently got loads of squad cap, but a lot of their squad cap is taken up by these heavy weapons teams that are just sitting in the middle of the map. They've also got a couple. Oh, they've got a couple here. And they'll do a good job if they can keep these pariahs off them. One squad being taken down. These guys are also really, really susceptible to the solar pulse of the Necron Lord. Most units can just walk away from that, but these guys struggle to walk away from anything, really. And these heavy weapons teams, they take up a lot of squad cap as well. I think it's 3? Question mark? Or 2? Either way, 2 is certainly, even though it's the standard amount of squad cap for a unit, still quite a lot in the grand scheme of things for what they do. It's basically a really fancy turret that moves. A new Baneblade, a fresh Baneblade. How many Baneblades can you fit in one cast, Mr. Landshark? Well, I don't know, I've lost count. If somebody wants to do that for me, you're more than welcome to. There's no prizes, you will get well done there, if I remember to read the comments. By the by, thank you for all the comments and likes and stuff. I'm at the point now where I get so many comments from the 300 plus videos that I've done that every day I look at the comment thing in the YouTube section of my YouTube page or whatever, and I think, wow, I can't possibly respond to all that. That is a lot. So I will respond to the occasional one every now and then. As is my want and need. Yeah, good defense. Able to keep these guys aback. Necron Lord turning into a deceiver once again. When he saw her face, he told me, honey, I'm a deceiver. But he's not going to stick around. He's got other stuff to do. Namely over on this side. Team Spider trying to do some more recycling. They've got the relic back. Now we just need to save it for some restored Monolith money. And they'll be getting it pretty quickly. Probably get it before the guardsmen are able to take down that obelisk and get the decap in. But I don't know, it's going to be close. Although mind you, the Ogrins have now turned against their former comrades, but it's going to activate the God Save the Emperor ability. And they can just kind of generally ignore their protestations. Now we're going to go for that decap. Yeah, the Necrons now seeing that will try and build up something different rather than putting all their hopes and fears on there. All the... Oh, where are you teleporting to? Where are you teleporting to? Oh, around the backside. Right, okay. Storm Monolith there. Surrounding that Baneblade. So no need for any cheeky ghost turret shenanigans. Although they still will put one down there. Just for good measure. And that Baneblade is snuffed from the field of battle. Leman Russ now going to struggle with the sheer amount of immortals that are on the field. I like it. Okay, they're thinking, right, well, the Ogrins won't die to normal blooming Necron fire anyway. So why not build up a fair whack of ghost turrets? If they destroy our plasma generators, well, we can just build more back. Got all the anti-vehicle stuff we need. Let's just go into the base and smash things up. Team Spider building up some more immortals. And double Leman Russ is coming in, but do they know what they're messing with? Although they've gone home? They all died? Fair enough. Unless I was misreading that, unless there were a lot less immortals than I initially anticipated. Either way, that would have been the play to make, I think. Gotta go on some of these hour-plus casts. Your mind does tend to wander. Got another Baneblade on the way. No one can make any kind of push so far. It's tense. Everything's on the line here. Got double Leman Russes down here. Trying to avoid that Lord Destroyer. Lord Destroyer looks like he's about to snag him, but no. The tried and tested method of self-destruction is what the Doctor ordered that day. The Necron Lord looks like he's... Oh, no, never mind. I'm not sure how many times the Necron Lord's died this game. I don't think he's died at all. If I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen any deaths. We go for some more ghost turrets. Yeah, I think that might be the idea. Just build up lots of ghost turrets and then do a really big base trade. There we go. The basilisks are on the way. If anything can help you, it's the basilisks. And I mean, you don't have like the what do you call the really big bullet that they fire? The demolition round, something like that. Either way, it's not a bad ability to use when you're going up against a lot of mass infantry like this. Also, there's a fair bit of damage to the buildings, if I'm not mistaken. Not as much, but still enough to write home about. But command squad over on this side. Going toe-to-toe with a Lord Destroyer. But on their own, they're not going to do all that much. Need to really kind of just collect all your forces together. But bearing in mind that at this point in the game, both players are going to be absolutely shattered. Very tiring to play a 1v1 PvP game, let alone a 1v1 PvP game that goes on for an hour plus. The relic must be taken. And the Necrons, they've got no plan to rebuild that restored Monolith. No plan at all. They're falling back on a different strategy, using their ghost turrets to add to their defense, and I reckon this is just what the Necrons need. Those Ogrins not surviving anywhere near as long as they normally do. The Tomb Spider building up the armies from the back lines. They've got lots of dead, especially a lot of dead here. This is all free real estate. So I think we're getting into that position now where the Necrons have kind of out-survived the Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard are losing a fair few... Well, a fair bit of momentum here. They're going to build up some heavy bolts turrets over on this side. Able to fire through the mountain, if I'm not mistaken. As that is how terrain works in Dawn of War. It's ethereal, it's ephemeral. Only really affects the movement. We can fire through it. And again, I don't get what this is about. You're coming back and you're firing at the essence of the Deceiver. Oh, right. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a sad time. And they're going to focus straight on this field command. Then they're going to chase after him. I don't... Unless... There must be something. There must be some benefit at fighting the Deceiver rather than defending your own HQ. There absolutely must be. Because otherwise, why would he do it? Why would he commit so much of his army to going after a invulnerable unit? Either way, the Baneblade seems to have single-handedly, the assistance of the heavy bolter turrets and listing post, killed the majority of the Necron army. We are seeing the field command being peppered by Valkyrie stuff. Was the... No, you weren't being controlled by the Deceiver in that bit. Yeah, Restore Monolith goes down. Or the fake one anyway. And the Necron warriors have been taken care of, so... That did look quite scary. That looked very scary. The Universe has been taken over by a Lord Destroyer. Can't save them all, I'm afraid. Mr. Ypaa. Only thing to do now is to put it out of its misery. Cascans over here have been frozen solid. The two guys are glowing green, but... I'm sure that's just a graphics bug. I do apologise, I'm going to take a quick drink because I've been doing nothing but talking for about an hour and 7 minutes. Good lord, water is thebomb.com. Especially after all this yakking and yammering. See another infantry command over here. Not sure why you've got the maximum, but maybe just for defensive purposes. Hoo-wee! How are we going to break this stalemate here? We've got a have we got an actual Restore Monolith? We've got a Restore Monolith. Back from the brink. Guardsmen are going to find it infinitely more difficult now to do some harassment on the Necrons with all these ghost turrets being in place. The economy is still very strong, the Imperial Guard. What are your secrets, Ypaa? What are you doing to keep this on the go? Basilisks are going to move forward. Earthshaker rounds, that's what they're called. Well done, me, for my memory. Right, you're moving a Baneblade. You've tried this before. You've tried this before. What you could do is combine your forces wherever your infantry is. We've got one heavy weapons team here. You could combine all your forces and move them together. That could be the play to make. That would be my recommendation. Failing that, or at least get these basilisks to fire over and maybe just soften these targets up just a smidgen before pushing in. But we know that the Baneblade supremacy, that single-handedly moving one squad in. Or is he going for the... Ah, I see, okay. Can't go into the base, so just sit around and whatever. I mean, he's got this bit on lockdown. Lots of heavy bolter turrets. No one's getting in there anytime soon. And because the Necrons can only decap with their Builder Scarab or a Wraith, if they've captured all three, which they haven't, but it would benefit them a lot if they actually got round to taking this. Are we seeing any Wraiths coming out? Not at the moment. Necron's just chilling out round the backside. I imagine Wirbel has got his head in his hands, thinking, oh god, when will this game end? Chimera with double boys in there as well. Restored Monolith coming out to play. And hopefully in the shadow of this Restored Monolith, a Builder Scarab unit can come over and get that decap in there. Curse Machine Spirit goes in. Also got a Lord Destroyer snaking around. And, you were Ogrins in there. You weren't 2 units, just 1 squad of Ogrins. So they're going to sit around here, trying to defend this critical location. Bill Scout's trying to sneak in. Ogrins have been stunned by a stasis field from the Lord Destroyer. Now they're going to go in for that decap. Basilisks are going to fire at them as well. It's all going to come down to whether these Bill Scabs can deny this critical location. Valkyrie supporting fire kind of misses a little bit. And there we go. They have got that decap in there. So, almost seeing an end of this match. Almost indeed, but not quite. No cigar, young man and young lady. Absolute merciless bloodbath. Constantly going on. Got the Cascans over here. Once again being converted to the will of the Deceiver. And the Cascans taking a lot of bullets to the face. You can't stop the listening person firing, although you can choose its target. Chimera in the middle. Being cracked down. And this is a lot. This is a lot of Immortals. Focusing down on those Leman Russes. The Ogrins have been taken care of. Oh no, the Ogrins are way over here. Only 2 models left. And I mean, yeah, just bring lots of Immortals in. Focus down on Leman Russes, because a lot of the Imperial Guard's infantry is tied up in heavy weapons teams that are not taking part in this side of the map. So I mean, if you've got, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 squad cap over here, well, then just fight over here. The Immortals have gone down, by the looks of things. Now one by one regaining their footing, but good lord, this is just an incorrigible amount of back and forth. This one's a Fate Monolith though, so that's not going to do any favours. This dude looks like he's going to go back home soon. And he does indeed. The Necrons do have the relic. They do have almost restored Monolith money, but will need to repair it if they want it to have any kind of use or function. So just when it looks like that the Necrons are about to push through the Imperial Guard's defences, this is now the time. Only 8 squad cap for the Necrons, only 2 vehicle cap for them as well. Going to have to rely on their Ghost turrets to defend them. But turrets are, if anything, an embellishment for your defence. You can't necessarily rely on them at this stage of the game. So Ogrin's leading that charge. If they can destroy this Necron Monolith, that at least cuts down the production of the Necrons by half. Looking to get that decap on the relic as well. Yeah, Necrons won't be building up any listening posts anytime soon. The economy has gone down a fair bit. They have had to destroy a fair few of their generators to... oh, how would one say it? To stop them from being red. Looks a bit skew whiff here. Ghost turrets going down quick and fast. Basilisks firing away. There's only one left by the looks of things. Leman Russ on this side, trying to take down this Ghost turret from a distance. And the Necrons, what are you building up? He's trying to build up some more Necron warriors. Where's the Necron Lord? He's in the middle here. Keeping these guys alive at the very least. Some pariahs on the way out as well. Ogrin's continuing their push. If they can take out this energy cord, that will certainly, definitely, 100%ly deny the Restore Monolith for a considerable amount of time. It's also quite an expensive building. It'll be a while before they regain it. Rise have been finished. Going to get surround on that Baneblade. But the Baneblade being repaired by the Tech Priest engines here. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You just keep on keeping on with that strat. Ogrin's taken down another plasma generator.
4 minutes.
And 4 minutes until take and hold victory. What can the Necrons do at the moment? They're just trying to get up as many Necron warriors as humanly possible. Billiscabs still coming out. They will also have to get that decap somewhere, whether that it's one over here and one over here. Realistically, if a priest and a squad of guardsmen on either one of them, they won't do it. So unless by some sort of miracle the Necron player can bring out lots of Necron warriors, I think this is it. I think I'm free. I think the cast is over. Maybe, he says. I don't finish it, but we'll go to the very bitter end. But this might be it. The Ogryn's taking out that that plasma generator. And my goodness, what a match this has been so far. Still could go have a win there. Those Necrons could still pull this back. The Baneblade has been taken down. They've got... Oh god. Is this my life? Is this... Am I in some sort of purgatory where I'm just going to cast this one game for the rest of my life? To be fair, there's worse things I could do, I suppose. There are worse hells than this. Oh, never mind, there we go. Oh, there we go. So, realistically, the Necron player was thinking, right, you've got all the production there, I've lost all my tech buildings, there's no point in pushing on. But Christ on a bike, that was as back and forth as they come. Wonderful plays from both players. Nice invades into the base from the Necron players. Didn't really do all that much, but, you know, I mean, it was a good effort. And the Imperial Guard player really struggling to take on the Necrons with his Baneblade. That incorrigible use of the Ghost turrets making him struggle. But the MVPs of the match have to be the Ogrins. Is sticking in the base for as long as they did, being an absolute nuisance, sir. Well done, Mr. Viking Hatman. Good job, and the boys as well. Cool, right, okay, I'm going to lie down in the feeble position, but thank you ever so much, whichever player it was who sent me in the game, whether it's the Imperial Guard player or the Necron player, or the Discord. If you want to join games like this, there's a Discord in the description below. You can join it, and it's all good fun. And I've also got a Patreon if you want to support the channel. £1 a month will get you one extra game a week. They will not be this length, however. Christ, they will not be the length of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 47 seconds. Hoo-wee! Anyway, my name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never short. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.